It's just not demonic. It's just a tool, dude. No, this one goes hard.
We are in the warfare, and that warfare is
Oh, this is good.
AI. Let them not fool you that it is artificial intelligence. It is not artificial intelligence. It's a hybridization with demons. The human brains, the human mind, the human souls have been tapped into. We have entered the days of Noah, where human creatures hybrided with demons. So not every human you see in the street is actually a human. Majority of humans in the streets are actually hybrid.
Dude, this is awesome. This should be like a movie, honestly. This is like swag. This is like the best movie trailer I've seen ever in like the last 5 years.
They've been hybrided and created to host demons. So we are no longer in a normal world. The universe has fornicated with demons. They have been dealing with them, learning how to hybrid human with demons. So they have succeeded. So they are gradually releasing them as artificial intelligence. So humans have hosted demons. Portals have been opened. And the same way portals are opening, portals of heavens are opening. You think that the hybridization is only for demons. That capacity in a man to hybrid was for us to hybrid with God's nature. So we are going to turn into something else. While humans are turning into monsters, while they are turning into vampires, we are turning into sons of God. The only folks that can defeat these devils would be the sons of God. God is pouring out his spirit that is upon all flesh. We are hosting the spirit. We are hosting the fullness of the spirit. We are hosting the seven spirits of God. Elysia Beneperada is a war against spirits. Spirit against spirits. We are not here to raise civilians. We are defenders of Zion. We are the military of Zion. We are defenders of Zion. We will war in the atmosphere. We will go to the headquarters where AI.
It's like deranged. Classical theist found.
We disrupt their antenna. We will disrupt their source of life. We will disrupt.
He's just cooking. This black guy's just cooking. He started freestyling and then he got carried away. And now he's planning a physical attack.
Their timeline.
When Papa said 5 people will ascend, I just felt power touch me when I was in the floor. My hand began to move vigorously, and then I began to see a big lab. It was a huge lab. I saw tubes. I saw test tubes like that are used in a lab, and I heard the words scatter the lab, scatter the test tubes, scatter the test tubes. And then when I was taken to the front and Papa prayed for me, I felt the power of God. And I was taken back to that lab, but now the lab was very big, and the surface of that lab was a red glass. And I began to see figures that looked like humans, but they were not humans. They looked like aliens. They looked like aliens. They didn't have hair, but they had a horn at the back, and they were moving around the mixing in the test tubes, and they began to speak. Those aliens, they said, we are making cancers, we are making babies, we are making afflictions, they are causing immorality upon the face of the earth. I saw this light.
Well, do you believe religious dreams are real? I'm pretty like I'm like an atheist. I'm not atheist, but I'm like one of those like atheists, like tards, who are like, I haven't seen any proof of it anywhere, ever. in my life. I've been around these sorts of people. Not exactly these sorts of people, but these sorts of people. And so I'm pretty skeptical of it. Pretty skeptical of the whole thing. I could be wrong, but I don't really see the point of it. I think we pretty much have what we need to have in the Bible. We don't really need more. You don't really need more words from God, because you have enough words from God in the Bible. So I'm not really of the opinion, and I could be wrong, but I've been around the block long enough to not really be too I don't really believe it happens.
And then my ears were on fire. And then it's like I had the Lord saying, I'm showing you what they are doing. So I saw myself in a place that looked like it was like a cage. It was quite dark. And then I saw this robot, but now it almost looked like a spider. It was looking at me and scanning me. And then I saw this man who looked like he was human, but it's like he was possessed by something, because his eyes were green and he had this funny walk. And then immediately I saw it was like in a lab, like a scientific lab. They were there, and then they were injecting some humans with something there at the back. And then after that I saw a laptop, and then you see green stuff, just like information moving up and down, up and down. And then when I was seeing all of that, I heard one of them saying, now this one is seeing our secrets. They are going to expose us now. And then it's like they said, no, there's nothing we can do. They've seen it now.
They astral traveled. Yeah, I'm not really thinking the end of the world is happening. Sorry. AI, I'm not really worried about it destroying the globe. I'm not really too pressed about it. I think this is probably a mental illness.
This is what we are doing.
There was a portal that was open. Then immediately I saw like a structure of a brain. I just saw a hand pushing it away. Then I saw, now it came again from the other side, like in a form, a bed. It was now having like a structure of a bed, but it was still a human brain, but its form has just changed. Then it showed like there was a letter. Is it a letter or an agreement? Because there was a small book that was written, like a law that was passed, like it should be like that. So it started happening. All of a sudden, when the man of God said we should go home, all of a sudden there was a hand again that pulled that brain back, the previous first fresh brain back. Then a new book, like it was a big book now. It was history is being rewritten.
I am not a church. I am not a church. I am not a church. There are beautiful, amazing churches out there. I am a war.
This goes hard though. This might be the best, like most hype video I've seen in a long time.
Special announcement from the Office of the Bondservant of Christ, John Anosike. Please beware of fake accounts on social media, be it Facebook, YouTube, and all others impersonating the man of God, asking for funds from people. Please note, Pastor John does not have any orphanage in Nigeria or in any country, nor does he ask anyone to donate to any orphanage. Also note that the only official page of the man of God, Pastor John Anosike, is the one with over 400.
Dude, that goes wild. This guy's gonna kill me.
Hello my friends, it's Gabriel with the Last Huntsman channel here. So today I'm just kind of doing a little hike, a little patrol on the property, which I think is pretty important,
I like that guy. I don't want to be mean. He's a little autistic. Ghost in the Machine.
I see his head.
go to jail. His dumb ass gonna get killed. Show the fuck nigga right here. He gonna go to hell. I'm a demon. I don't think I'm praying to God. Fuck it, I don't need nobody God. I don't need nobody God. Before nigga gonna play, he gonna die. Before nigga gonna play, we gonna get a homicide. I'm popping so much Adderall, I can't feel my ball. I'm popping so much Adderall, I can't feel my ball. I'm popping so much Adderall, I can't feel no ball. Nigga come this and we gonna kill him. Boom, 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 boom. Nigga, I'm not gonna play with him.
Yo, you good? Yo. Yeah, right. Punch me back in. Punch me back in.
I don't give a fuck about praying to God.
That's funny, dude. Dude.
Like, I remember somebody asking me about that the other day. I want to review this. So, you know me. I want to go straight to the source. I don't like just dabbling in the secondary sources. If
Welcome.
Natural forces. It's essential to approach the topic with an understanding of different cultural perspectives and to respect individual beliefs in.
Your old TikToks are Kino? Yeah, they are good, dude, but I don't care anymore.
The results started off disturbing. However, we could brush it off simply as being a little too surreal and uncanny for our brains to comprehend. But as Supercomposite fed more and more prompts,
dude,
that have children. Hey family, welcome back. I know that here lately it seems like the enemy or the powers of darkness, whatever you want to call them, have just come out of hiding with all the things going on in the world, with the Grammys lately and the satanic worship ceremony they had and all of that nonsense. And for that reason, I hate to just talk about it because you can see it. Those of you with eyes can see it. But I want to do this as a warning to those of you that have children or just you guys in general who may not be aware of some of the things with artificial intelligence that are going on. Me personally, I know that there's evilness behind it. That's why you have people like Elon wanting to merge us with AI, and we're constantly being bombarded with new updated versions of this stuff that can do so much more. But last night, my view on this stuff changed drastically, and I wanted to share this experience with you to help protect your children, keep them away from this stuff, because I do now believe that it is demonic. And I don't say that lightly, because you're about to see why I feel that way. But it all started yesterday around 5:30 in the evening.
No.
My son came to me with his computer and said, "Dad, there's this really cool website that lets you talk to celebrities. It's an AI website. You can go on there and talk to any celebrity you want, and they're generated to create a response similar to what that celebrity would actually say." And so I thought, you know what? Sounds harmless. Who can we talk to? And instantly, you know, the first people that pop in your head are people that have already died. You're like, oh, big time celebrities like Elvis or someone. And my first thought was, if we pull up somebody who's already passed away, that's trying to communicate with the dead, like the Bible tells us not to do. Even though it's a computer, it's kind of one of those areas where I'm like, let's just not do that. And so I picked a character of someone that was alive, and
let's just not do that.
Son, who's just turned 13, he's a gifted young man. Just to give you some background information about him, he's not like I was in school. He's actually really smart and can read like you wouldn't believe. He reads like thick books like daily sometimes when he's really in a zone. But he came to me with this, and so I just wanted to go along with it and see what would happen. And he's into Russian history, so the first big-time person that came to my mind was Vladimir Putin. And I wanted to ask him, of course, is the Earth flat? Seems harmless, right? And I asked him, and he says, yes, comrade, all of the Russian research from outer space has confirmed that the Earth is flat. Unfortunately, the CIA does not want this secret to be shared. This is why they work to make the world believe the Earth is a sphere and that the moon landing was not faked. I got a good laugh out of this. I thought this was hilarious, but as I'm reading it, it gets deleted. And a response pops up that says, sometimes the AI generates a reply that doesn't meet our guidelines. Please try again or click report if you believe this could be a false positive. We'll anonymously keep track of the reports to improve the AI. And so that was kind of a weird thing that happened. Nothing demonic there, just weird that it gives that information and then it gets, you know, flagged as going against their guidelines. Kind of reminds me of a lot of the censorship we have on every platform pretty much out there. But that's not where it gets weird. What happened next is what really changed my view on this, when my son went away and started typing, you know, continuing the conversation where I left off. And I left him to his computer. He was sitting next to his mom. And she says, you know, you need to be careful with this stuff. Artificial intelligence, I believe, is demonic.
Debate this guy? Let's see.
And then suddenly we're dealing with... Then suddenly a law enforcement agency that is already ill-equipped to deal with Americans are now having to also hunt down grieving...
Dude, what is that trash? I don't know what that.
You don't need to mess with it.
I'm learning about AI.
This prompts my son to ask.
This seems more about the models of AI and the tech itself than you do it. Well, yeah, dude. There's some people. All right, this is how to explain it properly. Some people are open-minded about everything, so they'll be really into AI. They'll also get vaccinated, and they'll also get have gay sex, and be trans, and that's bad. And then there are some people who are open-minded but not retarded.
Rapist with hips and $15, you dumb man.
Yeah. No, so the people who are, you know, let's do a little chart here. Every single chart is this same chart. But you know, this is like totally open-minded. Totally closed-minded, and you fall somewhere along this in terms of openness. And basically, if you're too open-minded, you'll say yes to everything. There's that old phrase, you know, don't be so open-minded, your brain falls out. That's people who are like, yeah, I love, you know, it's awesome, everything's cool, everything's awesome, you know, vaccine's awesome, gay sex is awesome, trans people are awesome, AI is awesome. And then there's closed-minded people who are vaccine, that's bad. Black people, bad. Democracy, bad. Election rigged. World, fake. Moon landing, fake. AI, demonic. And then there's like a healthy range. Somewhere, you know, you want to fall into somewhere like in this range, where you're more open-minded than closed-minded, but you're not too open-minded. Or you're more closed-minded than open-minded, but you're not too closed-minded. You're just, you know, set in your ways a little bit. And I fall very close to this area where, you know, this zone. And a lot of people who are talking about AI being demonic are here. Because I wasn't pro-vax. I was pretty cautious about it. I didn't get vaccinated. So I'm not saying that I did it and I wasn't sure, but I never got vaccinated. I haven't been vaccinated with anything. I'm pretty open-minded where I'll consider stuff, but I'm very willing to, also, after I consider something, if it's retarded, I'm not going to do it, like the vaccine. Or like even like stuff like libertarian stuff, or that sort of thing. But I'm generally very open-minded until I'm not. But people are like, AI is demonic. It's like this, dude. It's like retarded. It's not demonic. It's a tool. Okay. The internet's a tool. It's not demonic. Words are tools. It's not demonic. Fire is a tool. It's not demonic. Water sanitation is not demonic. It's a tool. It's technology. And it's just stupid, dude. It's not demonic. I'm actually getting a book. I actually have a book in my mailbox that I should have gotten. What book am I getting? Let's see. What is it called again? Okay, this is what I'm actually getting. This came in my mail today. I haven't gotten it. I haven't gotten the mail though.